I'm just so sick to my stomach right now.
Fletcher Cox.
Well,
It's him and
Fletcher
Jordan
Cox.
Davis for like the next 5
Yeah.
years.
That is just.
Don't y'all just have N'Kobe Dean?
Oh yeah, Nicole. We're
Nakobe
just
Dean.
Georgia North.
I just think the Eagles like Georgia, but I'm just sick. I'm just.
Come here. Come here. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
I know you. Just be a Philadelphia Eagle at this point. I know you want to be a part of this great organization, man.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, 72 times Break Boys, with another banger action, feel me? Consistency feels something good. Cloud up, cloud up, cloud up, cloud up, you know what I'm saying? All praise goes up to my Lord, Savior Jesus Christ before we get straight into anything. But as y'all know, the Eagles, bro, we just had a crazy first round of the draft. We probably had the best draft out of every team. And we were just in the Super Bowl last year, so you know what time it is this year, bro. But if y'all didn't know already, we got that boy Jalen Carter, best defensive player in the draft, 9th overall. Then we got that boy Nolan Smith, 30th overall. Also on the defense, we now got 4 of the Georgia players, bro. Shit, we might as well be the Georgia Eagles the way we drafting. Shit, we gonna get straight into this. How we reacting to not reacting. How we answering questions on why he drafted Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith, man. We're gonna get straight into it, man. As y'all seen at the beginning of the video, Michael Parsons ain't too happy about us getting that boy, man. But y'all know what time it is with the Eagles. We D-line you out this thing, man. But we're gonna get straight into it, man. Drop a big like on the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. We're gonna get straight into Howie's press conference.
Howie, I know a lot of homework went into Jalen Carter. What did you guys find?
Yeah, I think that for us, our investment is a huge part. I mean, I've talked about Dom many times about the work that he does, which is the best in the National Football League. And we understand that all these players, they need to be developed. They're coming into the league at a very young age. They're not finished products. I think all of us, when we were 21 and 22, hopefully have grown a lot from that time. And, you know, you just really want to get to know the person and what's in their heart. And I think when we got to know Jalen, we just felt like here's a kid that, you know, he does love football. Obviously, he's a winner. He won in high school. He won in college. And, you know, we felt like we have really good people in this building. You know, we have really good support staff. We have really good players who are good people. We have really good coaches. And we felt like it was a good fit for us.
I was after N'Kobe sitting on the board in the 3rd round, but it was surprised. Were you surprised that Nolan was still there at number 30?
Yeah, I think that's one of the things in the draft that I think you got to be flexible. You know, I think, you know, you go into the draft and you say, hey, here are a couple of names at 30, and then you see guys sitting up there like Nolan, and again, like an incredible person. Obviously, got unbelievable traits in his body, leader, and winner. So for us, you know, we're fielding calls at that time, and I think, you know, Coach and I kind of just looked at each other and said, hey, like, this is the guy, you know, and we didn't want to get too cute, and we're excited to add him.
What was the reason behind moving off the spot and trade with the Bears?
Yeah, I guess it happened a couple of times tonight. Maybe we started a trend. I think that for us, we wanted to get the player, and we wanted to make sure that we got him, and we felt like maybe we can entice the Bears by giving them a pick. Not saying they were taking him. I have no idea what they were doing. But we just wanted the player. At that point in the draft, we felt like that was the right decision for us. And we really, like we talked about, wanted to come out with an impact player. And we feel like Jalen could be an impact player for us.
For both of you guys, we talked to Jalen on a Zoom call right after the pick. It's only a Zoom call. He just got drafted. I understand it's kind of unusual circumstances for the kid. But he was asked a few times about the incident in Athens, and he didn't come across, at least to me, as accountable about it. I know you guys are big on accountability.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair, Ruben. You just said that. I mean, what do you want him to talk about, an active investigation at that time? I mean, at the end of the day, he just got drafted, and, you know, you're asking him, you're putting him on the spot on that. And so
what I'm asking is, what was
That boy Howie, he defending that boy already. He on it. We about to go stupid, bro. Y'all boys better be ready.
is when you talk to him about
I think it's hard on a Zoom to feel out a person's heart and their accountability.
talking about that with you and what he learned from it, how he grew from
Yeah,
it.
I just don't think it's fair how you said that you didn't feel like
you're
that.
being overly critical
yeah.
of a kid who's trying to enjoy the best night of his life. And I think for us, obviously.
It's a very big part of.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. But you're judging how he reacted based on a Zoom call, and I think for us, these are his teammates. These are people that he was close with. Obviously, it's been a traumatic process for him throughout the spring. We understand that there's a reason that he was available at 9. I mean, I think everyone will tell you this is one of the most talented players in the draft. This is one of the most talented players to come out of college football in a long time. And, obviously, that's part of what we're talking about. We got to develop the people. We got to develop the player. And I think for us, we take that part seriously. We think that it's important that not only are we caring about people as players, but we want to care about the people. And we're going to wrap our arms around them and, do the best we can to help him and understand. I mean, that was a tragic night. It was a tragic night, and we're sorry for the loss to those families, and we're not trying to downplay that situation. But, obviously, we got to get to work.
Jalen said that he wasn't asked by the Eagles about the incident. Is that true?
We spent a lot of time investigating the incident around it. We talked to Jalen about a variety of things. And again, we're not going to get into what we talked to our players about. That's not fair. We wouldn't go into what we talked to Nolan about. But at the end of the day, nobody's hiding from the fact that a tragic event happened. And, we'll do our very best to make sure that both these players develop every skill set they need to be successful.
Having Jordan and Nakobe here, factor into the decision to draft Jalen as well?
Well, again, for us, Jordan and Nakobe are their own entities. We need Jordan to be a great player. We need Nakobe to be a great player. And I don't think it's fair for us to put the responsibility on those two guys. It's our responsibility to manage this team and to make sure that we have the right pieces around. I look around, our people who are here tonight, who are in our organization, and I have tremendous confidence in our people. And at the end of the day, I'll bet on the people in this building. That's on the field and that's off the field. And, that's what we're doing here.
And you started the draft work in earnest. Did you think Jalen was a possibility for you?
No. Not a 10. Didn't think that, but obviously been around this a long time and things happen, and I think you got to be prepared. And we didn't go into this draft thinking like there's only one player we had to get, and I think that wouldn't have been good. And just like at 30, there wasn't only one player we had to come out with. But we're just starting here. We just started. Obviously, we got 2 days. Tomorrow's a big day for us, and so we'll get back to work.
Obviously, pretty unique to have 4.
Crafting relationships in the pre-draft process. What stood out with your interactions with Nolan and Jalen specifically?
Yeah, I do get to come down here. I shoot baskets with them, and so that's and talk to them for a long time to figure out their toughness, their love of football, and then just their competitive nature. And got to know those guys. Obviously, really liked both of the guys. Right, I felt like both guys were extremely tough on film, and then you get to dive in a little bit more about them and how their mental toughness is, and love that about both of them. And then also saw their competitive nature come out in here when we were playing basketball or shooting hoops together. I wasn't playing one-on-one.
How did that horse game go against Jalen?
I beat Jalen. I did not, but Nolan beat me.
What about that one move?
Yeah, he kind of stood right there and did a windmill dunk without taking a step. So I was pretty impressed by that. He got an H on me right there because I didn't have that.
I think your reaction was, Jalen Carter just took a flat-footed windmill dunk and asked me to match him.
So I'm looking forward to continuing to get to know them. Right, connecting with all our guys is a top priority. I can't tell you how many times before our game, our last game of the year last year in the Super Bowl, the leaders on this team stood up and just talked about how connected they were, and how tight this team was and is, and how they didn't want to let each other down. And I think that's a really good thing for both of those guys to step into, because I know one thing about winning teams is that winning teams have that connection. So they're coming from a program in Georgia that the same connection, is the same, right? And then they're going to be stepping in this building where we feel like the connection is strong with our team as well.
Sure.
And so loved my hour with those guys. I think I'm slotted a half hour. I take an hour every time. Yeah, and there's 30 of those, so I go a little overboard there. But really love my interaction with those guys. I'm so glad that they're Eagles. So glad that they, that's a big thing. When you go away to college and you know somebody there, that helps. When you come to you come into a profession and you know somebody, I know that helps. And these guys know a lot of guys here, so really excited to continue to build on that connection that we made while they were here.
It's kind of unique to have 4 guys who were college teammates here and with the Eagles. Are there distinct advantages to that on and off the field?
Yeah, I think so. Again, like anytime you're familiar with something, there's a lot of things that they're going to come into this league that are unfamiliar to them, right? There's countless amount of things, right? So to have a little bit of sense of familiarity with some of the guys that you've went to battle with and won a lot of games with, that's huge. I think that's a huge part for these guys to have each other.
Facts.
On the tampering issue, can you give us a little information on that and why you guys settled the way you did?
Yeah, I think the league handles those issues, and obviously we'll abide by the league's decision in that matter, and we'll move forward.
I know. I think what you're probably trying to bait me into something here, but I know Gannon gave everything he had to that game. Everything he had for that Super Bowl, he gave to this team, and.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all see why he chose the 2 best draft picks in the draft. Feel me? Like, Eagles had the best draft picks in the first round. Comment down below, let me know if I'm lying, but we did, bro. Drop a big like on the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I want to thank you for all the continuous support y'all been showing me. All praise goes up to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, man. Besides that, being boy sent me 2 times, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. And until next time, God bless.